Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the match preview. Everton versus Watford. Slightly different this week because I've been in Lyon, so me and Baz have not had a chance to get together. Our busy schedules clashing, and we're doing it. We're doing it through the Hangout system. Baz, do you know what the question everybody asked me when I was in Lyon?
How big is Baz?
No, where's Baz?
Did you say him where?
I just said he's a busy man. He's got work. He's got 3 kids. He's a busy man, and yeah, that was the main question.
Well, we'll have to correct that soon, mind you. Not on this European trip.
Yeah, no, the Anglo-Italian Cup, I believe,
that'll be all right.
Is a thing.
Mm.
So this game now, I mean, we're doing this just after the Saturday games. We're doing this quite late. Bournemouth have just won at Newcastle, so that puts us in 19th place. So it's tomorrow, a game has never been so important for Everton to get 3 points.
No, I mean, listen, you're going to get the results are bouncing around. That text you wanted all draws. At one stage it looked like all draws. But this was a must-win game anyway, regardless of every other result. It's about us getting some points on the board. And, yes, Bournemouth have gone. But to be honest, mate, it just shows you that you can win anywhere. Bournemouth was second bottom, just gone to Newcastle and won. Brighton, who many people had down as struggling, have gone and beat Swansea. Swansea do look really poor this season. I know we do. But I'd like to think we'll get better. Burnley have gone and won at Southampton. So it shows you can win anywhere, but you've just got to... The big thing in all of those games, mate, is that they managed to keep clean sheets, which is something we don't know how to do at the moment.
Yeah, Burnley obviously went away and won again, which will lead to more speculation about Sean Dyche. Because obviously, well, David Unsworth's not going to get the job, let's be honest. He's just not going to get the job. And that's not, I don't think that's his fault as such. It just shows it needs an experienced hand to control the club. But I mean, one of the names obviously on the list has been Marco Silva, the Watford manager, and he's come in and done a great job at Watford. They're playing really well. I think they lost 1-0 last time out, didn't he?
Lost the last couple. Lost at Chelsea 4-2, didn't he? And got beaten on by Stoke last week. So
actually they're on probably the worst run they've had all season. But he's shown, hasn't he? If you go in and you're positive and you try and set up a team to attack but also stay organised, that you can pick up results. And that's something that for me is paramount now to this Everton team. It's got to get organised. It's got to sort itself out at the back. And if it does that, it might start nicking games. Because for an hour at Lyon, I was quite pleased. That mightn't have come across on my instant reaction because I was feeling so down. But for an hour, so I'm pleased with the way we were set up. I thought we were very compact. I thought, okay, we rode our luck a couple of times. We were very compact. There was signs of shape. There were signs of a bit of organisation. Players were working hard to stay in the shape. And when we did break, we looked like we were breaking with a bit of purpose. It was just either the final ball or the final, effort on target. And the second half, we had a couple of really big chances that if we'd taken and had kept our shape well, we could have sneaked the game. So there was signs that, regardless if people think it's the right thing to have Sigurdsson up front or no striker, for me there was signs that David Unsworth was starting to get a little bit out the team. The big problem was obviously once we conceded, we just fell to bits.
Yeah, we did do well. I think Matt's reaction was probably a little bit more positive than yours.
But you weren't there.
No, but I still had to endure it. Yeah, I haven't been tanked up, mate. I was watching it sober. That was all right. Yeah. No, I think we did have a plan, and we did do it okay. And if Garner scores, which was the best chance of the game by a mile, probably the best chance we've had for about 4 games, if he puts that in instead of miss-hitting it, we're 1-0 up right after half-time. And I think we would have grown in stature from that game. The plan worked. Sigurdsson had a chance after Lookman had done fantastically well as well. You know, and if they go in, you're talking about a great European performance away from home, you know, keeping them, restricting them to hardly anything. They only had one real effort in the first half. Pickford made a good save from a Traore header. Other than that, they didn't really have anything. So, yeah, David Unsworth getting some signs that if you work with a team, you can get some basics right. I think just going back to your point about Unsworth and it not being the right time, I think for David Unsworth to get the job and to be able to do himself justice, he'd probably need it in kind of May or June, where he's got 6, 7, 8 weeks of training every day to impress on the team what he wanted to do. I think it's difficult at the moment because I think you're coming towards the end of Koeman's tenure. The players knew it wasn't going well. You could probably see from him that he was losing a bit of control. So the heads go down. Then you get a caretaker manager, and the players probably think, yeah, not really sure you're going to get it. Ones who aren't getting in start thinking, you're not going to be the manager anyway. And you have this little malaise in the middle where it's like a nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm listening to him and we like him, but he's not really going to be the manager.
Yeah.
So what do we do? And we've been almost in limbo. I think if you're going to level any criticism at Everton and at the Everton board and people who are in charge of this process, is that it doesn't seem like we Liverpooled it. And what I mean by that is we knew that Ronald Koeman it wasn't going the way we all hoped. We really should have been speaking to people, saying, if he goes, how ready are you to move into this hot seat? And I think you've got to be proactive in these situations. If you're looking at a manager, when Burnley beat us, we started really thinking that was it, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, we went to Brighton, it didn't improve. Wayne Rooney got us out of trouble. And nothing improved. We lost at home to Lyon, spanked by Arsenal. We knew Koeman was going. So you would have thought after that Burnley game, there was an international break. You would have thought, or I would have thought, people would have made some phone calls and gone, all right, Sean, all right, Thomas, all right, Carlo, all right, whoever it may be. You know, and this has been allowed to drift. So now, you know, we do need to get this resolved. Marco Silva, like you said, has done very well since he went into Watford. He's one of the men linked with the job. And we just need to get past this game by hook or by crook. Get the 3 points. The performance doesn't even matter, Pet. The performance doesn't matter in the slightest. All that matters is that when that whistle goes, we've won the game.
Yeah.
You know, and if we do that, then we'll all go into that international break feeling a little bit happier with life. And we can get on with the process of getting this manager appointed, because you're right, it's not going to be David Unsworth.
Yeah. A big thing for me, I mean, obviously, you know, he left Jagielka at home, and he left Rooney, and he left Baines, and they'll all come back into the side, and Keane will probably come back into the side as well.
And the Prince.
Yeah, Nias, big chance for Nias. It'll be obviously interesting to see what he does with where he leaves Schneiderlin back in the team. I said it the other day after what he did.
You know what, though? Can I just pick him up, not you up on it, but a lot of people have said things like the worst performance they've ever seen, right? I'm not talking about you.
Yeah.
I thought he played quite well but the rush of blood was pathetic, because this is the key for me. The scoring, not scoring goals, is a real problem, of course. If you don't score, you're never going to win a football match. But it's this collapse in the minute we concede one. Yeah. It's terrifying. And the goals, Schneiderlin makes a good tackle for the first goal, and it's unfortunate. It breaks and puts Traore in. And I saw on your reaction video about Pickford. And you're right, Pickford made a mess of it, because I don't know why he dived over the ball. If he stays on his feet and he slots it, he slots it. But after that, it was the heads went down. And then he went ragged then. And if you look at the sending off, he's got a chance to play it wide or inside to Lookman, and he waits, and he hits some stupid pass, gets a cob on, runs over and wellies the lad. And we just can't have that ill discipline. No. You know, he's a good player. Last year he was brilliant. And he's got to get back to that. But we just, at this moment in time, we can't have that ill discipline. No. And that's the reason I wouldn't play him, although I think Unsworth might for his height.
But I also think that the crowd's going to be really important. obviously, and you want the crowd on side from the start. And if you're playing players that are currently not everyone's favourite, you're already making it off your back. And with Bangami in there playing well,
Beningame.
Yeah, that's him.
Beningame,
yeah, Beningame. That's what I just said.
Let's call him Benny. Yeah.
With Beningame in there, you got a positive from the start. Fans will get behind them, and that's what we need. We need fans behind them. We've talked about it a lot, and we were talking about it a lot on the trip. Actually, was the West Ham game in '94, the first game of the season that we'd won. Mike Walker was obviously in charge, and then he left not long after that. But it was the first win, and it was almost like it was the first building brick to getting us out of trouble. And that night, I just remember the fans were absolutely amazing. They were. It was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been to in my life. Goodison Park was absolutely rocking because there was a feeling at the time that it wasn't the players' fault. They just weren't good enough, but they were still trying. They were really, really trying, but they just weren't good enough. And the manager wasn't helping them. But it wasn't their fault. And players were really, really having a go. And someone like Gary Ablett, who scored that night and cleared off the line, he perfectly epitomised that effort. And fans responded. And obviously, it was only months after the Wimbledon game, and the atmospheres have been brilliant after the Wimbledon game because fans sensed that we came so close to losing something, and they responded. And I just worry that for this game, fans are just going to be like, "Oh, here we go again." Where's that gone? Where's that belief that the fans have got their part to play? And I just really hope that that whatever happens tomorrow, fans get behind the crowd, get behind the team, and really try and push them on because they're going to need it. Listen, we've all sat there and we've all had our moan and groans, but there's kids out there, literally kids that are not playing well, but they're playing and they're trying their hardest, and it's not going right. But if they do something wrong and every time they hear a moan and a groan, it's not going to help them. And in a game this important, the fans are just going to be so important. And all we're going to be doing is we're going to be helping Watford if we don't get behind the team and don't make some kind of atmosphere and don't try and get Goodison to be rocking and helping the fans. I mean, the atmospheres have been somewhat poor for a long time now. But when we've needed to get behind them, I mean, I think the last really, really good game was the Man City semi-final in the League Cup, and it was bouncing because it was a semi-final. Fans wanted to get to Wembley. But this game is actually more important than that game. So the fans have to equally be up for it and have to really, really get behind the team and try and push them onward and get the confidence going. And if they make a mistake, it's not the worst thing in the world because the next time they do something, if there are people getting on the back, they're not going to try anything, and it will just be backwards and backwards and backwards. And we've got to give them that confidence to go forward because that's the only way we're going to win the game.
Yeah. I think it's difficult. I think everyone's expectation was raised massively, and it's just it's a deflated feeling. I think that's what's it. Everyone more than I think you more money you spend, your levels go up, don't you? So you're expecting a certain type of thing, and that malaise is coming from the fans now of like do something now to inspire us. And I don't think the players aren't doing it. But tomorrow you've got to look at it as this David Undred's last game in charge. Hopefully there'll be a new manager sorted over the next few days or whatever, a decision made over the next few days. Yeah. And it's up to us now to play our part. First game at Goodison since Ronald Koeman left. I mean, that's been the unfortunate thing for Undred as well, is that the 3 games he's had, 3 of them have all been away from home.
Yeah, 3 tough games as well.
Exactly, So, yeah, it's about the crowd playing their part. The players, obviously, the ones who are in control of it. We can shout and scream all we want, but they're in control of it. And I think it's just imperative that David Undred picks a team that is going to work hard, and the fans will respond to that. We've got 11 lads running around, putting the shift in. We do get behind them. We're a team devoid of pace. And, you know, I'm saying that, having just checked the scoreline, Liverpool are winning 2-0 already at West Ham. So Slaven Bilic is another manager, you know, on thin ice. So again, that might hasten up Everton's managerial search, because West Ham, it looks like they're going to have, you know, a manager that they need. So for us tomorrow, we can win. That's another team we can climb above. You know, we can get ourselves up to 15 or something with a win and drag ourselves back into the group of teams and make our position a lot lighter than it seems at the minute.
Certainly as well, ahead of the Palace game.
Exactly.
You know, that's a huge game. And if we don't go to Palace with 3 points, that could be horrendous.
You see, if we could beat Watford, can you believe I'm saying it?
I know. If
we beat Watford tomorrow and then even got a draw at Palace, that represents a decent return. 4 of the next 6. It'll be 2 unbeaten. It'll have stopped the team that's below us gaining on us. I'm not saying we can't go to Palace and win, of course we can, but I'm just saying if we came out of these 2 with 4 points, you know, and it dragged us closer to Watford, you know, Watford have just looked there, the 10th, got 15 points. We win tomorrow, it's 11. You know, we're dragging them closer to us. And that's what we have to do. We have to probably forget about like looking at the top 6 and seeing where they are and how far behind we are, and just concentrate on building our way up the league. And we could get to February and be 7 points off the top 6 and make that up. You know what I mean? Not top 6, top 7, 8, and be able to make that up over the course of the season. I think when we're looking now, it seems like we can't win anything. It just seems worlds apart. But you know as well as me, you can grab a win, a lucky win there, then you go away, nick a win there, and all of a sudden you've got a couple of back-to-back wins. Everything feels different.
Look at Brighton. They've just won.
Yeah.
3 out. Is it 3 out of 4? They've just won, and a draw or something like that, or even
the draw was against us.
Yeah. And they're in the top half and look comfortable.
Look at Leicester under Shakespeare. They drew at West Brom. They were in real trouble, and they go and win at Swansea, beat us. They took 7 out of the last 9. You know, got a point at Stoke. So you're looking at that. Huddersfield, you can't tell me Huddersfield are a better side than Everton. Don't be silly. But look where they are. You're looking in the table, Huddersfield 10th. You know, so we can just get the win. But it starts at the back, Ped. If we can keep a clean sheet, or, you know, maybe only concede 1 goal, might be a novelty. You know, but if we could keep a clean sheet, then it gives you a chance every time you go forward. You nick a goal off a corner, maybe Sigurdsson off a free kick or a penalty, or something like that. And then it changes the whole complexion. At the moment, everything is disastrous, isn't it? We're having a nightmare. It's terrible. It's blah, blah, blah. But we win tomorrow. We go up to what? We'd have 11. We'd go 15th. And then we'd be 1 win off 11th. So it drags us right back in. But it has to start tomorrow, though, doesn't it? It's got to start, because we can't keep
saying tomorrow. That's the point. It's got to start tomorrow. This is the game, the home game. You know, then we play Palace. It starts. If it starts tomorrow, we get 3 points. Then suddenly, and then a new manager comes in. Then you at the moment, for all Evertonians, there's just a haze in front of us. It's just just a fog, and you see all these things now. You're seeing this thing about this panorama program, and suddenly everyone's like, what's going on? What has happened to this football club? What's happened to this? All this ambition and all this, you know, the joy we all thought, and you know, talk of a stadium and all that, and suddenly it's all being wiped away in front of our eyes. We just need 3 points, and all that sort of disappears very, very quickly. And if you take that on to Palace and you get another 3 points, then suddenly you are looking the other way. But it's only going to happen with wins, and you know, I think tomorrow senior players have to stand up and drag other players through. You know, if Jagielka, Baines, whoever else, Wayne Rooney, they have to stand up and they have to be really, really counted. Really, really counted. Like run through brick walls. You know, I want to see them, you know, in people's faces, really getting around the pitch, really, you know, telling them what it's all about, what it means, how important this game is. I'm not seeing enough of that at the moment. It's just It's just too many people with their heads down, feeling sorry for themselves, head in their hands and all this nonsense. I don't see enough people, whether it's real or fake or whatever, showing any kind of passion or emotion. And that's what has to start in this game, because from where I'm sitting, all I'm seeing is a bunch of individuals who just don't get Everton and don't care about Everton, because they've all come into the club recently and they're not really that arsed. And most of them, if the worst came to the worst, most of them would just get a move away and would get on with the rest of the careers. I don't see enough of that. I see young kids suffering on the pitch, because at times being left out to dry, and not playing their own games because of what they've come into. And that needs to turn around. We need some senior players to get them going, get everyone going, get us going as a crowd, and spare us on to 3 points. And as you said, by hook or by crook, just get through the game, be professional, and get 3 points, because it's just, I can't even imagine not getting 3 points and going through the next couple of weeks looking for trying to get a manager sort of going into that Palace game. I'm teetering on the edge as it is, Baz.
You can't listen. We can sit here and talk about what we need to do. We all know what we need to do. Players have got to stand up and be counted. Get in people's faces, put it on. Give it to Jordan Henderson if you want. The black faux hardmen, but get in people. Show everybody that we care and that we're together. And I think a big thing, just very briefly before we finish, the big thing about the game is for Everton. What's a big advantage is no Troy Deeney. It's a big advantage for us tomorrow, because
I never have thought you'd say that.
You wouldn't, but he would have roughed us up.
Yeah.
And at the moment, we're not in any position where we can be roughed up. We're too fragile. So we got to take any little positive we can get at the moment. And that, to me, is a positive. And if we can just get out, and it'd be lovely to get in front. We can get ahead. I know we did against Arsenal, but we were up against a good side. If we can do it now with Unsworth and let the crowd take over. We need a couple of Phil Neville on Ronaldo tackle, or I said in the thing I done last night, the Daily, a Barkley and McCarthy tackle on the Arsenal midfield this time last year, roughly. It kicked us on, didn't it? So that's what we need. We need that little spark, and then the crowd to take over from there and will the lads through. And if we do that, the world will be a brighter place tomorrow night.
And listen, do you know what? If we do go a goal behind, can we just see it like a bit more about ourselves, like players actually respond in a positive way and not just all feeling sorry for themselves and just all shit themselves and end up being, because that's another thing we've been seeing. That just shows you the character of some of the players we've got. We go a goal down and suddenly, it's not the end of the world. Teams go 1-0 down all the time. You get on and you get up and you get on with it and you go and win the game. I remember last season at times we were going a goal down and that was getting us that was the spark to get us going. So I mean, don't get. Let's not go a goal down. In fact, let's not concede.
Let's just win 3-0.
Let's go out there, win, and turn it around. Give Unsworth, his first game at Goodison Park, being the manager this time. Give him a victory. So it was 100% at Goodison. And if it's his last game in charge, so be it. And let's get on with it. And hopefully it'll be the turning point. Hopefully.
Here.
Yeah. There you go. Go on, Baz. Finish us off.
I was going to say, that's it. If it's everyone coming together. It's one of those games tomorrow where, and it is, he said it was a cup final, and it kind of is. So we're all in it together. We got to forget about whether you want to see Wayne Rooney playing, or whether you want to see Ashley Williams, or whether you don't want to see him, or you don't want to see him. It's about the lads that take the pitch. It's getting behind them and making them feel like we are with them tomorrow. Like the Stoke game, the first game of the season, everyone was together. We haven't had enough of that since then. And we have to have it tomorrow. And hopefully the players will feed off it, play well, and we'll get the result we need.
Yeah, there you have it. This has been the match preview, Everton versus Watford. Obviously a very slightly different one. We'll be back in the studio next week. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, click the bell for alerts. And if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.